Today's video we're going to talk about my big fat juicy peaches, and they don't come from Georgia, they are local from Ontario. Justin, you should know better. So yes, we're going to make a peach cobbler because it's easy, 10-15 minutes, it's delicious, and it's perfectly on season. Two things remain to be done for us to get cooking, for you to subscribe. So let's go. Alright, so for a good peach cobbler, first of all, you need some good peaches. Right now, when you're watching this video, if I just posted it, it is the season. But it may not be. So if it's not the season, I recommend that you buy them from a can, as long as they were harvested at their peak. So first, we're gonna take our peaches and we're gonna slice them into little wedges. You could also peel them, but personally, I don't care, I don't like wasting, and that doesn't bother me. Also, as you can see, I used too small of a pot, so I switched them to something that was appropriate. Amateur hour. Anyway, I'm gonna then add my sugar as well as a little bit of salt, and I'm gonna add some vanilla to the pot, just for flavor, okay? But that's not just it, because I actually have some ginger that was going bad into my fridge, so I was just like, you know what, peaches and ginger goes well together. So I'm gonna grab that ginger and I'm gonna dice it. You don't have to be super precise, just make sure it's small enough so it can actually cook and not overpower your dish. You're gonna place it in a pot and you're gonna give that a bit of a stir just so everything is kind of mixed in together. We'll then place that pot on top of the stove. We're gonna give it a shake after a couple of minutes and we're gonna let it cook for probably 5 minutes. You don't want them to be mush, but just so they start to get their juice out. While they cook, we're gonna start working on our cobbler top. So in a mixing bowl, I'm going to place my sugar, my flour. I'm also gonna add my baking powder, a little bit of salt, and my trick, a little cinnamon powder. Love cinnamon powder. I'm then gonna give that another tiny whisk, a massive whisk, because my other whisk broke. So, you know, if you wanna buy me one, feel free to do that. Anyway, I'm gonna place the flour on top of my bench, and I'm gonna add my cold butter that I've diced. I'm gonna then mix them together. The idea is they almost become like a sablé dough or short dough. And I'm gonna mix that with my hand until I feel like they're nicely mixed. I will then form a well and place my milk in the center. I love working on my bench, but honestly, feel free to do that in your mixer or in a bowl. I'm having fun. I don't know why. I like to work with my hands. Anyway, after a while, it's gonna come together and form a dough. It's a little wet, so don't get too panicky. It's not supposed to be super soft like a regular dough. It's meant to be pretty loose. I'm gonna grab both my ingredients, because today it's a super easy recipe, and I'm gonna start by placing my peaches in the bottom of my 14 by 9 inch dish. Make sure they are in one layer, so split them, and make sure you grab all the juices as well. Then I'm gonna grab all the dough and I'm gonna just put it all over the peaches. Again, it's not like an artwork. The idea is just to gather it and make sure it's not too thick so they cook evenly. At this point, we are pretty much ready to put that in the oven. So I have a 350 degrees oven Fahrenheit and I'm gonna bake it for 40 minutes. Also, you can also try the dough because raw dough is delicious. I don't care what you say. And while it's cooking, feel free to go on my page, subscribe, and watch my other videos. 40 minutes later. Well, check this out. It looks so good and look at them bubbling. I love that shot. So I'm gonna just plate it, add a bit of peppermint, and I had some delicious honey ice cream in the freezer, so I figured it will go very well with it, because why not? We live once. And that is it. Such a simple recipe, perfect for the season. Honestly, it takes 10 minutes to make, 15 minutes at most, so great if you don't have much time, and it will please everyone. If you enjoyed this recipe, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I know you're watching the videos, but you're not all subscribing, so I would much appreciate if you do that. Recipe will be in the description below, like always, and I will see you in the next episode. And if you allow me, I'm going to try this. That is so good. The peaches are still firm. The crumble is sweet but not too sweet, brings some nice texture. And the honey ice cream, it's just, you know, the cherry on top of the cake.